All right, hello students to this class session. This is Mr. Isaiah teaching art, focusing on really helping your skills out and making you excel to the next level. Um, this week we're going to really go over shading. Some of y'all should already know what shading is, but if you don't know what shading is basically a scale of dark to light or light to dark. Um, there's a difference between gradients, and the reason why I'm bringing up gradients because there is a kind of similarity from the blend from one color to the next, but with this difference is really just one color from light to dark. So one of the things that we're going to do today is we're going to cover light to dark of just one color. Um, the materials that we're going to use today, I have this template, shape template that you can really order from Amazon, or you can get it from any art store such as Michael's, Blick, or Artists and Craftsmen. Um, Today, prefer you going ahead and having some white paper, some clean white paper, blank paper. You can have lines, but preferably blank white paper and color pencils. You really don't have to worry about the brand of the color pencils, but for right now, I will be using Prisma color pencils. So it may be a difference in texture, but there really is no difference between towards really getting what you need. So I'll go ahead and repeat that. Um, you want to go ahead and get a shape template. If you want to go ahead and use it, I may not use it today, but I prefer you going ahead if you are going to move forward with the different exercises that we'll do today. Prisma color pencils, or color pencils overall. You can really get these type of color pencils anywhere. But I prefer you going ahead and just getting some affordable color pencils. Crayola first fits perfectly. If you already have that at home, then that's perfect itself. Any color pencils above that in quality is just going to really push any type of artwork that you do in the future to come. But for right now, we're just going to work on focus on technique. Um, and a white sheet of paper, a blank white sheet of paper. You can get that from a printer. Um, you can get that in a sketchbook, anything, anywhere. All right, cool. So the first and foremost thing that we're going to do is focus on lights to dark. So you want to pick one color, any color. The color that I will use is gray, just because it's similar towards maybe a number two pencil. If you have a number two pencil, which is like a regular pencil that you may use for school, you want to create three squares. So the reason for these three squares is this is the simplest that you can really learn how to do from light to dark, which consists of three levels, which is light, medium, and dark. So with this first square, you want to go as dark as you can go. Um, as you can see, I'm adding a lot of pressure, which pushes me out of the line. But please watch out for the tip of your pencil because it will break if you really don't have a lot of control. Um, but yeah. And then so after that, you want to go a little bit lighter than that. Okay. Yeah. And then after that, you want to go as light as you can. Some people may leave it just as that, with just that white block. With the white block, now you can really see the difference between the light to dark. So you have this dark gray, this mid gray, and this white, um, which really consists of, if you really want to go into the science of shading, it consists of light. So the more light, the more absence of color. Um, oh wait, no, the absence of color. All right, my bad. I'm really getting more technical in a sense, but the absence of color consists of dark. That's why it's completely black. But with more light means the lighter the color, which consists of a hyphen of the color. Which overall, when you add more light to a color, such as white. Just imagine if you're mixing paint, and you consistently add white, because it's going to hit a point till it goes all white. So that's literally where I'm going at with that. I'm sorry for my misconstruction, um, with the absence of light and the absence of color. Um, but yeah, this is really kind of where I wanted to go with when it comes down to the shading of light to dark. Now that we have those three shades, um, it's easier for us to go ahead and move forward with using that for different shapes and turning the shapes into forms. Uh, for example, if you want to turn a square into a form, you literally extend it, make it 3D, and it's turned into a cube. So, for example, let's say this is the square. Now to extend it, connect the sides and the points, and you got your cube. Now just imagine having this cube and installing these three shades. Okay, so first and foremost, you want to find your light source. So let's say when looking at this, your light source is right here and it's hitting from here. This one will represent no light source hitting it at all. So I put the light source here. The light source is hitting this side and a little bit of this side, but not this side at all. So let's install these three shades into this square, this cube. So you'll have the darker tone because the light is not hitting it at all. These sides are consistently blocking it. This side is getting a lot more other light, so that will consist of the white. And this side is getting a little bit of the light, so it'll be mid. And also, right now you can see that it's floating on the page. To really make it look like it's sitting on the surface, this light source is hitting in this direction, meaning that the shadow shall go in that direction also. Okay. And that's literally how you turn a 2D form into a 3D form using shading. You can do this and adapt it to any colors that you have. Now, based on what we learned the other week, we learned really how to um, take different examples of interests based on you. Now you got to take these interests and make an image out of it. Now when making this image out of it, really turning this 2D image into a 3D form. Some of y'all may have already had the capacity or drawing skills to make your image look as if it's already popping out the page. But really using different shades and values and tones of one color can really make a big difference towards really making it pop out of a surface. So first and foremost, I want to go ahead and utilize my design, the cloud design, as an example. So let's say that my light source is hit from the top, heading towards let's say this direction. Okay. So I want to say my objects are kind of like curved in this manner. So the shading will happen. The shading will happen on this bottom part. Okay. Now Now, as I'm doing this, I want y'all to go ahead and practice this also. You don't have to use my shape. You can use any type of shape. You can use a triangle, turn it to a pyramid. You can get a circle, turn it to a cylinder. You can get any other shape with multiple sides, which is really more challenging because there'll be a variety of different shades that you can really use. Um, and then once you get a feel of that, you can really transition towards more complex shapes. So with this first part of the cloud, I went dark on the bottom and I'm trying to consistently go lighter as I go to the top. Okay. Now, right now I'm not blending, but there is different ways that you can blend. You can use a blending tool, which is literally like wrapped up paper that you can use to go from from um, a separation in different values and mix them in so that it looks like a gradient from one dark to the light. Um, some people use Q-tips, which is a everyday used utensil at home that you can get from your bathroom or, I mean, your local house. um, or you can literally use your finger. Um, as an artist, upcoming in the beginning, I wasn't sure how to really blend, but for some reason, I felt comfortable knowing that I have my fingers and use my fingers because it was always there, and I really didn't have the accessibility to get um, paper towels or Q-tips all the time. Um, but as you get older, you really see that you really don't want a lot of smudging on your paper. You really wanted to keep it clean. So it will help to go ahead and get some type of paper towel or Q-tip, or to get even more professional, a blending tool. So there is levels towards how I can really make this pop out a little bit more, but I will just consist of um, mimicking the shading tones that I did for the first level of the cloud to the second level of the cloud. And the same for the third level of the cloud. So as you can see, because I'm adding so much pressure, it does consist of me losing my point of my pencil. Um, and as you go lighter, you really don't have to worry about losing too much lead on your pencil. So instead of you having to use a different variety or different values of one color pencil, you can just literally use one color pencil. Um, when I'm saying that, I mean you don't have to use three different greens. You can just literally use one type of green. That way you stay cohesive and consistent with your colors. So yeah, this right here is an example of how I really made 2D form into a 3D form. And then from there, I might want to drop a drop shadow on the bottom and make it look like it's floating. Okay? And boom, you got your form. So I want you to practice at home. This is not something that's just going to happen overnight. This is something that consists of constantly practicing, and eventually you'll get a feel of it. And then there is a level towards making that next step, and you understand how light bounces. Now that's a whole nother level, and I really wish to go ahead and go over it. But for now, I want you to go ahead and practice this. This is the basis of shading. What we went over. Let's go with the relapse. What we went over was um, the three tones of a shade that you can do, which is middle, dark, light. Let's go with dark, middle, light. And then from there, really utilizing that for uh, different different shapes and turning shapes into uh, forms. So 2D to 3D, and then from there, adapting these techniques of shading to your design or form. So appreciate you for tuning in this week. Um, Take care throughout this quarantine. I know it's tough to go outside, but definitely understand that this is the moment where you can really build upon your creativity. Um, there's something about this time where we gotta look at the positives and not the negatives. So one of the positives is you got time to really build upon your own creativity, and there's so much creativity in you that you can bring out. So appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in this week. Um, uh, Pray for me because I still haven't got to a barber shop in many weeks. So when I say this beard is looking rougher and rougher throughout the weeks, um, no judgment, no judgment. And it's crazy that you can see me, but I can't see you. So no judgment towards my beard. But appreciate you for tuning in. Maybe I'll go ahead and experiment and do some type of shading towards my beard so it can really pop out more and be more 3D. But thank you. Take care. Bye.